Well, welcome back. It's almost my favorite time of the year. Haying season. You know, it can be the most frustrating. It's definitely one of my most favorite times of the year to go out and start to put in that next crop of hay that's going to get you through the winter. Super enjoyable, relaxing, calming until things break. So that's what we're out here doing. Make sure we have everything greased up, everything's ready to go. So that way when we're ready to get into the mower and tractor, and we can just go. We can just get her going and don't have to worry about, hopefully don't have to worry about breakdowns. Hopefully don't have to worry about all those things. Everything will be greased up, oiled up, everything will be ready to go. So a couple things we gotta do is make sure we get all the grease certs done and greased. I did start a little bit on the shafts, the inside of the shafts. Then we gotta go over the cutter bar. There's a couple things on the cutter bar that need replaced. The rake's in the barn here, so we'll have to get it out, gone over as well. So we're gonna start everything off with make sure everything's greased up and everything's free and moving in that way, and then we'll go over the cutter bar. So after looking at these even closer, this one here we had some issues with last year. I think, well, we know we replaced it anyways, but it must have caught something. This part's all dinged up. So we're gonna change that one out and put a new one in there. And we'll see how it cuts. Because none of the other ones around it are all dinged up. It just seems to be just this one here. So hopefully that loose. Looks like we might have to move the PTO shaft. And go back now. There we go. See if that one, see if it'll put it there now. Oh yeah, right there. Yeah, as you can see, that side's all goobered up. Not sure if it hit something or what there, but I'll make sure it's all clean out. All right. Fight the glare off the sun there. Wow. There we go. In this case, everything came apart really nice, so don't have to worry about that as much. So we'll just be able to tighten them up. Getting the impact out, battery powered impact will probably make us go by faster, but oh well. So it's the next day now. Investigated that tire a little further, and well, she had a hole in it, and then to come find out it had a tube in it, so that means the tube had a hole in it. So just went up to Ag Tire up the road. They actually had a tube to fit it, so they threw a tube in it, and we're ready to rock and roll and get it back on. I did take this whole part off, just easier than to try to take the tire off, so just made it a little easier on me. We'll get this put back on. This needs some fabrication work done on it anyway, so I'm not gonna do that now because we're gonna start making hay in the next couple days. So it's gonna get put back on with that ratchet strap again as the temporary permanent fix. That's what I got right now, so that's what it's gonna be. that's back on now. So it ain't going bad. We're just gonna keep them ratchet straps for now. There's 2 of them. So heaven forbid if one breaks, hopefully at least the other one will hold it on there. So and then they're tied as well. So hopefully that'll make it go a little better. Now for the most important part of this. I said earlier, each one of these has their own individual grease fitting for each one of these, because these here, they move. So each one of these has their own grease fitting, and then the whole thing has a grease fitting up here too. Along with each individual, the axles have their own, and of course the PTO has its own as well. So we're gonna get all this greased up. Once it's greased up, we're pretty much done with greasing things up for the first time anyways. There'll be many more greasings to go, but at least be greased up for time number 1. The rake is now done. Each individual of those grease fittings done. That MIG grease fitting. The PTO shaft is done. The PTO shaft is lubed up. The only thing left to grease is the bail wrapper, which we'll do that once we actually get it out, because there's only 2 grease fittings on it, and a little bit of chain oiling. So all the chain oiling will get done right before we start to use it. But yeah, all of them are nicely greased up. Everything looks like it should run just fine. It's good to be prepared. I like being prepared. That way I know everything's working. This is our Farm King BW150 bail wrapper. So last year, this of course is all the inner workings of it. So it gets its power from that hydraulic pump right there, which is coming from right there. Last year during baling, I don't remember if I showed it or not, but last year during baling, Beck was wrapping and everything, and well, that bearing there decided to give out on us. So that's a new bearing. That's still an original bearing on this end, but I wanted to get them greased up. At least grease them once a year, if not twice. Probably once a cutting would probably be best. But the chains are still pretty oiled. Whenever I put it away last year, I oiled the chains and oiled parts of it, different parts of the machine. But and then of course I threw some grease down in that gear, so that keeps that gear all nice and lubed up as well, because we don't want to destroy any of this, because even though it seems pretty simple to replace, this is a vital part of the operation, because if we don't have this, our bales will spoil, and then you made that whole cutting for nothing. So we'll get the cover. There's a cover that goes back on here. We'll get it on, and then we'll keep on trucking. As we shut the door on the barn for the night, I'm not gonna need that for 2 days, 3 days, whatever. Thanks for watching today. A little bit of equipment maintenance, just trying to get everything ready for haying season. Which doesn't, sometimes if there's nothing broke, it's just a quick greasing. Other times you got to replace things, as you've seen. So we'll start into making some hay in the next video. Then after that, it's gonna be some haying, some breeding, some little this, little that. We got garden planting, garden tilling, so on. Man, we got a lot going on this month. We're just into the month of June here. We got a lot of stuff that we got to get done in June, as in for hay, cows, everything. We're gonna start breeding in June this year, rather than waiting until July to breed. We're gonna breed in June, so that way hopefully we can get them early April calves. But that's kind of the plan for what we got going on these next month to 2 months or whatever. Any questions, throw them down in the comments. And thanks for watching today, guys. Hope to see you in the next one.